Good morning, grade 4s. Right, we've done addition with the column method, and now we're going to look at subtraction with the column method. So very, very similar, except there's one small difference, which I will discuss with you shortly. So let's start with our first example. Okay, our example is x equals to 3,475 minus 634. So what do we do first? We break up the number into its values and we place them in the correct columns. So first number, 3,000. Okay, so we're going to put 3,000 in the thousands column. 400 will go into the hundreds. 70 will go into the tens. And 5 will go into the units. Okay, now we put our minus sign because we are subtracting. And we start with our second number, which will go beneath the first number. Okay, so now we look. Have we got any thousands here? No, we don't. So we can put a naught here. Then we look at this hundreds. 600 will go into the hundreds column with the other ones. 30 will go into the tens, so we place it in the tens. And 4 will go with the units. Right, so now you check. You can do a quick check to see that you have your numbers written down correctly. Very important to see that you copy down correctly. 3,475, and here we have no thousands, 634. Okay, so now we can start adding up, subtracting our columns. So remember, we are now subtracting, not adding. So let's start from the right-hand side. 5 minus 4, that's nice and easy. That gives us 1. 70 minus 30, that's also pretty easy. And we get 40. Oh dear, what do we see here? Yes, the top number is too small to minus 600 from it. So this is where the difference comes in. In subtraction, what we do, if the top number is too small to subtract the bottom number from, then we borrow from our neighbor to the left of us. So we are busy with the hundreds now. So our neighbor to the left is thousands. So we are going to borrow 1,000 from this neighbor. So we go to the thousands and we cross it out. And we take 1,000 from here. So if we take 1,000 from there, we are going to be left with 2,000. And now we take our 1,000 over to the hundreds where we actually need it. And we can simply put it in front of the 4 because that's where the thousands go. So now we've got the 1,000 that we borrowed and we've put it here with the 400. And we have 1,400. And now we can quite happily continue to subtract. So we say 1,400 minus 600, and we know that will give us 800. Right, last column left is our thousands, and we say 2,000 minus 0 gives us 2,000. And there we've worked out all our answers for each column. With subtraction, it's actually nice and easy because you will see that in your columns, you only have units. If it's in a units column, you will have your units. Tens, you'll only have tens. Hundreds, you'll have only hundreds. And thousands, the same, just thousands. So it's actually pretty easy to work out our final answer. So all we do now is we add up these numbers from the columns. So 2,000 plus 800 plus 40 plus 1 will give us 2,841. So we can write it here, 2,841. And there we've worked out our answer. Okay, I hope you all followed, and we are going to do another example to practice. So let's rub this one out, and we'll do one more before you can do your own sums on your worksheet. Remember, on your worksheet, I will write this example down for you. So you can look back if you're not sure, and you can just follow the steps from the example. And what you can also do is just have another look at the video if you get stuck. Okay, so now we're going to do another example. Let's do example number 2. Right, so we'll say 6,754. 6,754. And let's say minus 919. There we go. So we follow the same steps. Just straighten this. Follow the same steps. We break up the first number into its parts, into its values. 6,000 goes in thousands column. 700 goes into the hundreds column. 50 will go into the tens. And 4 will go with the units. Now we look at our second number. Do we have any thousands here? Oh, we forgot to put the minus sign. So we must first do that. Minus, so we know that we are subtracting. Do we have any thousands? No, we don't. So let's put a naught. And next is the hundreds. So we say 900 in the hundreds column. Then we go to the tens. We've got 1 10 there, and we have 9 units, which we'll put in the units. Right, so there we've got all our numbers down. Let's check this again, the second one. No thousands, 990, 919. Okay, so that's correct. Okay, let's start from the right-hand side. We are going to start subtracting. Oops, we see from the very beginning we have a slight problem because in the column method we can't say the small number minus the big number. So what do? Do you remember? We borrow from our neighbor on the left-hand side. So we're working in the units column, so we go to our neighbor on the left, which is tens. And if it's a tens column, we can only borrow a 10, and that's all we need. So we cross out the 50, and it becomes 40 because we're borrowing a 10. Take the 10 across, and we can put it there because that's where the tens go next to the units. And we now have 14 minus 9, which we can easily do. So 14 minus 9 is 5. Good. Now we go to the tens and we check, can we do this? 40 minus 10, easy peasy, and that's 30. Good. And now we go to our hundreds. Oh dear, what do we see? Yes, we see again that we have a smaller number on top. So what do we need to do? Go to our friendly neighbor and borrow. So we go across to the left and we borrow 1,000 because we're in the thousands column. So we cross that out and we are left with 5,000 in this column, and we take the 1,000 across to where we need it and we can put it there because that is the place where the thousands go next to the hundreds. That looks better. Now we've got 1,700 minus 900, which gives us an answer of 800. Last column left to do the thousands. 5,000 minus 0, and we are left with 5,000. Right, so all it's left to do is to add up our column answers, all the answers for each column. And once again, we know it's easy because we only have units, tens, hundreds, and thousands all in their correct places. And so we can simply say 5,000 plus 800 plus 30 plus 5 gives us a total of 5,835. 5,835. Right, grade 4s, I hope that was easy for you to understand. And I'm sure you're going to think to yourself, this is really a nice method because it's actually an easy method when you are calculating with addition and subtraction because it's easy to see the columns. So happy practicing and enjoy all your work, and we'll chat soon. Bye.